Jonathan, you're here to talk to us about mission-driven SPO stuff. Sorry, I can't see the full title because it's clipped off.
Yeah, mission-driven and accountable.
Accountable. All right.
So if I stop,
You have 5 minutes to present, so take it away.
Thank you, Nori. So yeah, my proposal is regarding creating trust within the stake pool operator and broader community within Cardano. I introduce myself. I run a small coding agency in the UK. My name is Jonathan, and I run Fluid Stake Pool. So key metric 2 of the Global Sustainable Independent SPOs Challenge, which we've presented under, is to increase the amount of community funds in ADA staked to projects or NGO-based SPOs. Within that, we've identified the question, how can we verify that mission-driven stake pools are delivering on their promises? So where their charitable goal, how do we know that they are actually delivering on those charities after they've been delegated to? So unlike the rest of our activity within crypto, which is fairly trustless, we know when we're picking our stake pools how mature the pool is, what their system uptime records are, what our potential return on investment is, how much stake they have pledged to their pool. Whereas with a mission-based pool, we don't know beyond their words how they're delivering on their mission-driven directives. Any charitable promises they made, how do we know that they're paying them? And when they say they have a purpose that we align with, how do we know that's true? So we want to produce a solution that will verify the financial giving of stake pool operators where they're promised to be giving. We want to create trust that the beneficiaries of their giving are well-vetted projects, so the charities are well managed. And we also want to track and inform the community on the impacts being made. And so we've taken the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, 17 directives that span the whole region of improvement of the human experience. And we want to track those metrics. So our solution is to choose a trusted third party who can be used to vet the projects that we'll be giving to. And by doing this, we create a human connection between on-chain staking activity that the community is making to stake pools and the real-world beneficiaries of our giving or our staking. So this will increase the confidence in our community when it comes to delegating to mission-driven pools or to donating. The trusted third party we've identified to start to embed within our system is B1G1, Business for Good. They're a non-profit registered in Singapore, but they have B Corporation registration in the United States, and they also have a base of operations in Australia. And they currently have an existing architecture that's quite broad. So they already work with 2,600 donor businesses. They have 450 charitable projects that they vet and give to, and they track the United Nations impact metrics for each project that they do give to. They also have made moves in the last couple of years to producing APIs, so we can actually automate giving with certain real-world actions. So for example, my pool, Fluid Pool, we've made a promise that each day you stake with Fluid Pool, we'll provide a day of access to the internet and ICT for students in Ethiopia. And what people who stake to our pool would like to know is how much have we given to date, how those impacts are affecting the people who are receiving it, so on and so forth. So these are sort of marketing metrics that would be very useful for all small stake pool operators. And it provides that trust metric for the community. What we want to see done with our $15,000 US is to have 5 mission-driven stake pools join our pilots, sign them up with B1G1, and we want to see 3 developing countries covered with the benefits of these projects, tracking maybe 500 giving impacts and targeting 10 of the different SDG goals. My team is myself, and we'll have 4 others involved, a sysops guy, DevOps guy, and my full stack developer. And then we'll have some project management to help us out as well. If you'd like to see more, then I've got my DScale listing here. I've got a video from an after the town hall session. And you can follow us on Twitter or join our Discord. I'm open to any questions now, please.
Thanks, Jonathan. That's a very interesting and I think important proposal. There's a lot of mission-driven charitable stake pools out there, and I think one of the issues that delegators have is how can you know that they're actually giving the donations to the charity they're supporting? So I think this would bring a lot of transparency to that. So I think that's really awesome. Any questions from the room?
Beautiful presentation. It's very straightforward. Yeah. I also wanted to compliment you on your Christmas sweater.
Thank you. Thank you.
I saw it earlier when you were a little more unbuttoned. It's great. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Adil, you have a question?
Oh yeah, so I was curious when you said that you know, for each day of staking, you give a day of internet access to some kids in Ethiopia or something. How is that measured and given? Like that seems like, is it just money that goes to an organization, or like how does that work?
Yeah, so that's the connection between the real world project and on-chain staking activity. So if a new delegator comes to our pool, this isn't all connected automated yet, but it's on the way. That's part of the proposal, is that will fund this development, sort of tying the gaps in between. But we can track the on-chain activity of a new delegator hitting our stake pool. We will have an account with B1G1, a fiat account with B1G1 that will have money that they can take directly on the action being triggered. So when a stake pool delegates, when a delegator stakes to the pool, that will trigger a certain amount of money going to that charitable project via the B1G1 giving platform. So they have a Zapier integration, if you know that, so we can actually just trigger a GET request to make that happen. And it means that the funds that we hold in that sort of giving account will be funneled straight through to the project. And then B1G1, as the sort of verifying portion of that equation, can say, yes, we received the money from Fluid Pool and we have given it to this charity. And
that's great. That works well.
yeah, I think so. And you can get all sorts of feedback then from B1G1. They have relations with those projects. They've got newsletters that come from the projects. You can see photographs of the kids who've actually received, the iPads with an internet connection and so on and so forth. So it creates that whole warm human connection between our cold, trustless, on-chain activity with real humans when you have a mission-driven pool. Yeah, I really like that idea.
Do you have other mission-driven pools and 5 pools in mind? Do you have people ready to hop on with you?
So just off an initial conversation with Jinko Pool, I just asked his opinion on my proposal, and he said, we would love to be involved if you give us an opportunity. So, I'm hoping that anybody who already is behaving, as a mission-driven pool, they'll just see this as a bonus, because it gives them that verifiable, we are doing as we say we're doing. You can trust our word, not just our word, but also the word of this B corporation who's vetting us and the projects that are receiving it. So I think finding those 5 people, I'm confident now after I've had that initial feedback, that we can get there, and then hopefully it will grow from there. I mean, it's a small pilot, so there's only going to be projects that are relatable to the stake pool operators that are within B1G1 already at this stage. But once we've built out this sort of flow, then we can include other donation platforms, and then the benefit stake pool operators can be growing as well, because those verified giving status, once you're signed up with this B1G1, can be introduced as a badge against you on the Cardano Explorers that are out there. So we've been talking to the state board guys already, and they love this idea of being able to say, yep, this is a mission-driven pool. We'll stick a badge up on your profile on stakeboard, and people will know that you're a verified. It gives you an edge in the listings and so forth, that you're doing what you say you're doing. So yeah, I think it's going to be a win-win for everyone involved.
You mentioned opening up a fiat account with B1G1. Can they accept ADA and distribute ADA, or does it have to be fiat converted first for the charity?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the sort of sticking point at the moment. And they've looked at crypto, and as a board have shied away from it for now, because their responsibilities are to governments, and governments want to work with fiat. So as a non-profit, you have accounting to full requirements to fulfill, but they are warm to crypto. As individuals, the directors hold crypto themselves, and so they're keen to see it. It's just a case of working through the education of governments and things like that, to get to the point where, okay, blockchain now is adopted and accepted, and we can just go straight through to crypto giving, which is ultimately my goal, is to get these guys accepting crypto, DeFi in particular, and really empowering cutting out the middlemen and getting the maximum out of every dollar given or ADA given.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Yep. You're gonna be driving that push, man. Showing them it's worthwhile to accept data or crypto but alongside other currencies. Good reasoning.
I really feel that the Cardano community, the bulk of the people I speak to, have that generous perspective on life, and that they are keen to give. They're not just about the money grabbing side of crypto. They're about the world changing side of crypto, and so opportunities to give seems like a good fit for our community, and this seems like a really good way of getting it started, or continuing the good work that's been done already.
Verifiable way.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shoring up that other half of our activity.
Thanks. Thank you. Any other questions? All right.
So at the moment it's only third parties, but and a single one that would start with, but Project Catapult, which is another project seeking funding, they're creating a donation platform, so that if you want to fund Project Catalyst projects that have not received funding down the road, you can actually give to those projects. So that's, once we've got these sorts of building blocks in place of trusted third parties verifying donations, then the donation platform underlying can be changed and can be added in, and the routes for getting those payments verified can all be added in as well. So I'm not seeing it as a single solution. It's a part of a wider path to really create some diversity amongst projects giving and all the rest of it.
It's nice to see all the different components being built up.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good time. Okay, thanks.
All right. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
And I think that brings us to the end of our presentations today in room 6. Thanks everybody for attending, and thanks for all the proposers presenting, and thanks for all the questions from the people here. Stop the recording now.